your building and how to be safe on the road. When I looked around here, we have thousands of years of experience here. Think about it. Like, at my age, I have half of, or maybe 1/10 of the experience. You have guys, collectively, you have so much experience here. You've gone through a lot, you've been through a lot. Maybe there were some good bad tragedies in your life as to get to the state, maybe some good experience. So all of you here collectively have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of common sense. And a lot of you appear to be very, very smart, right? So, my job today, I'm going to give you some common sense tips as to how you can protect yourselves in this senior building and how you can protect yourselves on the road. One thing we have to remember, policing, it's a partnership. When I say it's a partnership with communities that's comprised of all of you here and the police force, right, or police station. So whatever you guys do, whatever your life is or experience, does affect us if things are not reported, right? So my job is to tell you what to look for, what not to look for, and how you conduct your lives on the street and at home. Now there are several people, I'm not going to make it too long, maybe about half an hour. If I'm going too fast, slow me down, okay? What I'm going to say today here, most of you are aware of it, but what happens? We get complacent, we tend to laugh, we tend to forget it, we tend to get too comfortable, right? And we forget about safety. Make sense? Because we go about our lives and then you say, you know what? Nothing is going to happen to me today, right? Because months have gone, a year have gone, nothing happened to me. So I just go about my life, right? Not thinking there's always a bad person behind us who wants to take our stuff, right? Now think about it. All of you guys here, what's the number one thing that people go after, that seniors are vulnerable to? They go after you for something. What is that something?
Money.
See, all you guys know that already. Who's a millionaire here? Raise your hands. I'm not. Right? But all of us do have some money, right? So that over the years, our life savings, we have it. We want to share that with our kids, your siblings, your brothers and sisters, your grandkids, or whoever. So you want to share that. But you don't want to give it away to someone who wants to steal it, right? Who wants to forcibly take it, who wants to scam you, who wants to do it by devious means, by any means that they can take it away from you. You don't want that. You want to give it willingly, right? So you want to make sure the right people get it. So there's so many people out there that are willing to go after that, and you have to be aware. So this is my job to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Now, most important thing for us as police forces, as a police officer, is to educate you and let you be aware as to what's going on the road. Because once you're educated, once you have the knowledge, and once you are aware, you will take preventative measures, right? You will do the right thing. You're not going to fall scam to any person who's trying to be nice to you. Because there's a lot of people who want to be nice to you, but guess what? There's a motive, right? There's something they want from you. Nobody's going to come and give you a nice hug on the street and say, yeah, I'm your neighbor, I'm your friend, or what have you. There's something they want to do. They want to take from you. So you got to remember that. Now, there's a couple of things I'm going to touch on here that's going to make you think twice when you go on the road or when you're in home. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to talk briefly about. I'm going to talk things about the grandchild in trouble. You probably heard about that one. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to talk about identity theft. I'm going to talk about the pigeon drop. I'm going to talk about contracts. I'm going to talk about things like home renovation. Although you don't have a home, people still approach you in that sense. I'm going to talk about door-to-door salesmen. People may sneak into the building and want to sell you something. I'm going to talk about it briefly so you get some basic common sense stuff. So these are some of the things you have to remember. For you guys here, all of you live in a secure premise here, secure senior building, right? But it does not mean that a stranger cannot get inside. Doesn't matter how soundproof or security-wise this building is, there's always some person who wants to come inside, pretend to be someone else, pretend to be a nurse, pretend to be a worker, and then they start knocking at your door, and then try whatever means they're there for, right? But then you have to be smart and say, you know what? I've lived all my life, I should not get caught up in this situation. But guess what? We still do it. There are lots of seniors out there who still fall prey to these individuals, who we refer to unscrupulous people. People who have devious means, who have bad intentions, that you cannot trust and they want stuff from you, right? So those are always will exist there. We can't change that. But what we can change is how we live our lives and how we shut them out, right? Because you don't want people like that around you. Let's talk about a grandchild in trouble. Many of you probably have grandkids here, right? Fair enough? And what they do, they have these devious means, they have these ways of tricking you. You receive a call, you answer the phone, you know? And when you answer the phone, then you may say, "Hi, it's George." "Is it George?" And the guy in the other line says, "Hi, Grandma, it's George," because you called the name, right? So when you call the name, he takes that name as being that person, because he wants something from you. He says, "Hi, Grandma, it's George," because you said, "Is it George?" You may say, "Hi, John, is it John?" And he says, "Yes, it's John." Say, "Hi, Grandma, I'm in some trouble," right? I got into trouble, I got arrested. Because I got arrested, I don't want my parents to know, I don't want my dad and mom to know, because you know how mom and dad is. I'll get into more trouble. But you have to help me. I know what he wants. He says, "Yeah, could you send me some money? I have to get bailed. I need $3,000. Now you being the nice grandmother that you are, you're going to feel sorry. You're going to say, "My grandson is in trouble." If you don't have grandkids or granddaughter, they will come up with something. Now you being the soft person, you want to be sympathetic, right? You don't want the parents to know. So this is how the scam starts. It's generalized stuff. Can you send $3,000? Here's a phone number, here's a name. Send it to this person. So if they provide you with a phone number and a name, police forces don't operate like that. We don't take money over the phone for bail, any bail hearings. You have to go to court, you get bailed at court, and someone provided bail, come up with a sum of money. But we do not take it over the phone. You call me back and say, "Yes, this is so-and-so calling, and your name is so-and-so. I'm sending this money." So be smart. When someone calls you and say they're in trouble, you take that information if you want to, because you want to verify it. You call the number, don't call the number that they gave you, right? Because that's a phony number, okay? If this says it's Hamilton Police, you can talk to someone in the building and say, "I want that number for Hamilton Police." You call the police force directly. They will tell you if this person is arrested or not. And then they'll say, "No, this person is not being arrested." So then you know it's a fake, it's a scam. You understand that? So that's one of the ways they get your money. Then you have the second one, like the bank inspector fraud. All of us have bank accounts here, right? So we go to the bank. Don't we? We go to the bank, we do a transaction, whatever. Then you get someone may approach you at the bank or call you up and say, "You know what? There's one of the bank tellers stealing money," right? The bank teller is stealing money, but we want to catch the bank teller. So what I would like you to do, I want you to go to your account and draw for me, let's say any amount, $2,000. Okay? So, and I'll meet you at so-and-so point. So you take that money, you meet up at a point and you give to the person. And he's going to say to you, "I have to verify this money. I want to make sure this is the money, the serial numbers are correct and what have you." Right? So that's how this scam. So once you give the money, what happens? You don't see that person anymore. He's gone. He's not verifying the money. He's not looking at the serial number. He's emptying your pocket. Right? He's emptying your bank account. So be mindful of that. If you're at the bank, you're walking on the road, or you're in the building and someone tells you that, it doesn't work like that. The banks do not verify money by taking your money out and then give it to someone else. That's a fraud. That's a fraudster. Make sense? So you see, I'm talking about money because most